Hi, this is Maria Williams. In this video, I'm going to show you how I made this card and how I used the Hearth and Home framelits, which are a window and a windowsill, to make the lid for the coffee cup. The stamp sets and dies that we're going to use today are the Hearth and Home framelits. Going to use this part for the coffee cup top. Going to use the mini treat bag thinlits dies, the Enjoy and the Heart die. The Elegant Dots embossing folder, and the Gorgeous Grunge stamp set, specifically this stamp and this stamp. To make the base panel, I'm going to take some Tempting Turquoise ink and a stamping sponge, and I'm just going to dab a little bit of the ink onto my sponge, and I'm going to start off the paper and just start applying some ink onto the cardstock. And I just keep working around the edges. And most of the center is going to be covered up, but I still wanted to create sort of a circle or more of an oval around the card. And then I'm going to take some early espresso ink and this stamp from Gorgeous Grunge, ink it up, and just randomly add some dots. And most of this again is going to be covered up, but I do want some kind of poking out here and there. And I'm also going to do a couple of these. And my ink pad is really inky. So I'm doing this first and I'm going to set it aside to dry. And now I'm going to take the piece of Designer Sears paper and my Stampin' Trimmer. And to make the coffee cup shape, I want this to stay at 3 inches, but I want the bottom to be at 2 inches. So I'm going to line up the top with the groove and then make sure that the bottom is at the 1/2 inch mark. So I'm taking off 1/2 inch from the bottom, and I'm going to do this on either side. And of course I want to make sure my paper is right side up since it has words on it. Oops, sorry. And then I'm going to flip the paper over and do the same thing. And when you are cutting into a corner, you don't want, I'm sorry, I need to go to, let's see, yes, to the 1/2 inch. You don't want to cut from this little corner down. You want to start where you've got a flatter edge up into the corner. I'm going to grab a scoring board and the little piece of crumb cake, and to create texture like you would on the little koozie, I think it's called, that goes around the coffee cup, I'm just going to score very quickly every 1/8 of an inch. This is the side that I decided I wanted to use rather than this one. So it's going to go like this. And now I'm going to do my die cutting. I'm going to put all these through at the same time. And I have to do one more thing, but I need to change my platform. I'm using my platform on tab 1. There we go. Put it into my embossing folder. One plate on the bottom. One plate on the top. And I'm going to run it through. And there it is. Okay, so now I have all the pieces for my card. I'm going to glue the panel down. Onto my card base. I'm going to apply some strong adhesive, so I'm using Fast Fuse. And you have to remember to flick, alternating sides preferably. And then I'm going to use the words as a guide to put this on straight. And then I'm just going to take scissors and I'm going to leave a very small edge because theoretically it's wrapping around. Okay. And I'm going to use the fine tip glue pen. And I do need to hold this for a couple of seconds because it's going onto vellum and it's non-porous. It's going to take a few seconds. And now I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to put glue only, actually I'm going to use dimensionals. So I've cut the edge of the dimensionals. So this piece that goes here, and I'm just going to cut little pieces and put them behind the letters. And if they stick out just a little bit, it's going to be okay. There we go. Oops. Okay, there we go. And then just kind of put that in the middle of the cup. Okay. And then to attach this onto the cup, I'm just going to run a little line of glue along the top of the cup. And I can line this up like this. I'm worried about it being perfectly straight, which of course I am. So now I do want this to have a little bit of dimension, and because I'm using designer series paper, it's a little bit wimpier. I'm sure there's a much better word than that, but that's all I can come up with right now. So I'm actually taking some fun foam that I have, and I'm going to, I cut the other piece for the other cup, so it's already kind of cut at an angle. And I'm going to take a pencil and mark it. And I want to make sure that it's smaller than the cup because I want to make sure it's not going to stick out. But it doesn't have to be exactly the same shape. So I'm going to cut a little piece off the bottom. Okay, and I'm going to, again, use fast fuse. Very sticky. Put that onto the back. And then put it on the card. And then to finish off the card, I'm going to, of course, use some sequins from the Metallics assortment. And this time, instead of the round ones, I thought I would use some stars. And at first I was going to put them around here, but they didn't stand out very much. So I decided to scatter them around the edge. So I'm going to put the glue onto the card. And just drop the sequin right on top. The last sequin. So pretty simple card using the Hearth and Home Thinlits dies for something other than a window and something related to home. I hope you enjoyed this video. For more pictures and information on the products used, please visit my blog at mariascardsandmore.com.